A man gently carries his drunk wife to the top of the stairs. He carefully puts her shoes on, checks to make sure no one is watching, then looks down at the long staircase in front of him. A dark thought crosses his mind. Seconds later, her body is tumbling down the stairs. But the most disturbing part, their daughter watches and feels nothing. The daughter's name is Yazin. When she hears the noise, she calmly walks out of her room. She sees her mother lying on the ground, barely breathing. Her father slowly walks downstairs, his tone cold and threatening. Yazin understands immediately. This wasn't an accident. But she doesn't panic. She doesn't cry. Instead, she feels something unexpected. Relief. Because growing up in this house, abuse wasn't unusual. It was normal. When her mother weakly calls for help, Yazin turns around and walks away without looking back. Time passes. Yazin grows into a stunning, intelligent young woman. She has the face of an angel, but the mind of a strategist. To her, people aren't relationships, they're opportunities. And if someone can help her climb higher, she won't hesitate to use them. Her manipulative nature first becomes clear in high school. The class is celebrating their homeroom teacher's birthday. Everyone is smiling, except Yazin. She quietly stays seated. Then suddenly, photographs scatter across the floor. The images expose the teacher's secret affair. Within minutes, students are whispering. The scandal spreads across campus. To protect the school's reputation, the principal suspends the teacher immediately. As the teacher stands there humiliated, Yazin walks up with an innocent smile. "Did you like my gift?" All because the teacher once made careless remarks about her. Yazin didn't argue. She destroyed her. But not everyone is afraid of her. Another student, Shanxi, comes from a wealthy family, confident, competitive. On their latest exam, Yazin ranks first, by just 1 point. They both missed the same question. So, how did Yazin score higher? Shanxi suspects favoritism. She remembers seeing the art teacher being unusually friendly with Yazin. Frustrated, she confronts her directly. But Yazin remains calm, cold, controlled. And that calmness unsettles Shanxi even more. Digging into the past, determined to prove something is wrong, Shanxi asks her mother to investigate Yazin's background. When she discovers the truth, that Yazin grew up in an abusive, broken household, instead of sympathy, she sees weakness. Soon, rumors spread throughout the school. They say she's an orphan. Whispers follow Yazin through the halls. But Yazin immediately knows who's responsible. She walks into the restroom and confronts Shanxi. And just as Yazin turns to leave, Shanxi throws a bucket of cold water all over her. She thought she won. Shanxi finally felt satisfied. She underestimated the wrong person. Because Yazin doesn't react, she calculates. And the moment Shanxi crossed the line, the revenge clock started ticking. Her damp hair falls over her shoulders. Her eyes look tired. It's a perfect performance. The room goes silent. And then, Junrui stands up. Without hesitation, he grabs a towel from his locker and gently places it around her shoulders. The most popular boy in school, publicly choosing her side. As Junrui walks Yazin downstairs, the campus bad boy, he notices her wet clothes. His jaw tightens. He asks if she needs help. Junrui immediately steps in. Tension rises. To powerful boys. One girl in the middle. But Yazin softly says she's going to the nurse's office and tells the delinquent not to follow. And just like that, he listens. That's her real power. She doesn't demand loyalty. She inspires it. Inside the nurse's office, Yazin lowers her voice. She doesn't accuse anyone. He's already made a silent promise. He will protect her, no matter what, exactly as she planned. But after school, the real truth comes out. Yazin walks behind the school building. And waiting there is the delinquent. So this wasn't random. They talk quietly. He reveals that teachers discovered the enlarged scandal photos incident. She steps forward, wraps her arms around him, and in that single hug, he agrees to take the blame. That's how she controls people. Not with fear, with attachment. Shanxi watched the hug, and now she thinks she has proof. The next day at lunch, she makes her move. She walks up confidently and empties an entire bottle of yogurt into Yazin's lunchbox. Gasps fill the cafeteria. All eyes turn to Yazin. But she doesn't explode. She doesn't shout. She calmly stands up and walks away. That calmness is terrifying. Because when Yazin is quiet, she's planning. Shanxi follows her. refusing to let it go. But suddenly, Junrui appears again. He pulls Shanxi to the rooftop. There, under the open sky, he speaks gently, carefully, strategically, and Shanxi melts. Her heartbeat races. She thinks this is romance, but it's manipulation. Within minutes, Junrui convinces her to step back from the conflict. Everything seems like it might finally calm down, but while they're talking, Yezin is already moving the next chess piece. She meets the delinquent again. This time, she adds emotion to her story, exaggerates the humiliation, makes herself look helpless. The more she speaks, the angrier he becomes. He wants immediate revenge, but she stops him because she doesn't want chaos. She wants elimination. She doesn't want Shanxi embarrassed. She wants her erased. From her school, from her sight, from her world. The delinquent looks into her eyes, and in that moment, he understands. She already has a plan. He is just the weapon, and from that second forward, Yezin's revenge officially begins.